Welcome back to the channel. You find me at the Abbey and it's a medieval fair. Today's video is sponsored by Heart of the Tribe Gallery, where art meets community. More about that later. Well, I hope you're having a totally wicked week and everything's great and wonderful in your world. I'm here today because it's the annual Glastonbury Medieval Fair. If I look tired, it's because I'm completely bloody knackered. I've just arrived back in Glastonbury half an hour before I got here, and getting off a bus from Amsterdam. I've been in the Netherlands the last week and Germany filming. You may even have seen one of the videos that came out of it already, with another one to drop on Monday. But today, it's the Abbey Medieval Fair, so I thought we'd pop down, see what's going on, and I've got a mate who does fire eating. I hope he's here this year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a palaver is mid-show. It would be rude not to go and say hello, wouldn't it? There he is.
Fair enough. I do just need to limber up for this piece. Oh. 3 years of drama school, eh? I should have gone. Under both legs. How many have I got? 3! Fair enough. 1, 2, 3. Hang on, I've got an idea. 1, 2, 3. It's better than drugs, kids. Oh. So, the largest round of applause I get is for blowing 3 clubs out. I'll tell you what. Very quickly, hands up. Hands up, who'd like to see some more juggling? About 6 of you. All right, I'll tell you what. Hands up, who'd like to hear some music? The same 6. All right, I'll tell you what.
Well, it's good to see what a palaver there with the same old routine, year in, year out. Great. Well, guys, behind me we have the Lost Projects coffee stand. It would be churlish not to go and sample the wares. So I'm going to go and sample the wares. And there's the lovely lady herself. Hello, how are you? How's it going?
Sorry, well, I've only just managed to collect my thoughts after everything that happened, but I think it's gone all right.
Brilliant. How's your back? Because you were suffering when I last saw you.
I'm still suffering. There was a point where I couldn't not move to do things.
No.
I had to keep going, and then so I'm doing it. But it's happened. It's here. It's
Did you?
done. And have you ordered a coffee?
Not yet.
If you like cacao,
Yeah.
then I did so you don't have to try it, but also look at the menu, because a night's breath, if you can see it,
Yeah.
is cacao, peppermint, squirty cream, and the Fayre on top. So it's a themed drink.
Should I try one, do you think?
That's the peppermint that Jeff got us.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in effort to take one for the team, which I always do. I'm going to have one of those and the cake over here. Look at the cake, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. I mean, oh wow, what's that one? Is that
Rainbow cake.
That's a rainbow cake. And this one?
Cherry and pistachio gaffo.
That's got my name on it. So, this it's the Knight's Breath, where there's a Ferrero Rocher doing its thing in there somewhere. And this is a cake with cherry and it's gorgeous. If you see this film before you come tomorrow, today's Saturday, if you're coming on Sunday, you've not been in here yet, they're up by the main arena under a red awning. They're a local group. They bring skateboarding expertise and a safe place to work for kids. And Kate, who you saw, has set up this coffee bar outside with the idea of bringing coffee. Hello.
Oh, sorry, shouldn't I get too close to your cake?
That's all right.
I don't have to take your cake.
Nearly lost me cake to us. Passing dog there. Never mind. Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah. So, she set this up outside. You've seen a few videos we've done up there, and I've got to say they pushed the boat out today. The drink is amazing. It's got stuff, and the cake is gorgeous also. So I'm going to eat this and then we're going to move on and see what else is here. But for now, nosh. Well, as ever, the main action at the medieval fair takes place in the arena, which is over here. Let's go and have a look. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find someone in armour, come to a medieval fair. They're everywhere. So are you guys from the same place, or you come together for this?
There's lots of different groups. Lots of different groups. So
you kind of do this every weekend somewhere, go around?
Well, not every weekend, but there's a good few over the summer that we attend, yeah. It's all off-season training.
So does anybody actually get their head cracked open, or is it all very safe?
It's all very safe.
All very
It's
safe.
all very safe.
It just doesn't look very safe.
Doesn't look very safe, and I'll be honest, talking to some of these boys, it doesn't feel very safe.
No. So who's got the hardest hit then?
Well,
Who'd you keep away from?
Nathan, wherever he is.
He's gone, he's cleared off.
Oh, he's round the back there. Yeah. He's the
Yeah.
one I'd keep away from, but then I'm not wearing any armour. So.
That's true. You've got the power of God on your side,
Exactly.
though, which was much more powerful than armour, I guess. Or at least that's what you hope. Anyway, lovely talking to you guys. Have a good one.
Take care.
Right, guys, looking good.
I won't be doing it again. That's all right.
Hey guys.
All right.
Well, they're getting ready. They're going to be going out on the field later and clouting each other around the head with bits of metal, which he just assured me is very safe. Hey.
Very few words. Anything else to add? Wells has owed its due. We've come for the rest today, and you're not getting him back unless you're willing to pay. Oh, okay, so let's talk about money, shall we? Good, eh? The only money I have to pay with is blood, sweat, and tears. My sweat, my tears, your blood. So the guys down on the far left using their shields as a shield wall. But again, you'll see they try and keep that line really, really close, really tight. I can see a couple of people down the far end on this side of walking away from that line. This is a really, really bad sign. Two guys are back there just doing their own thing.
It is actually so warm, people are seeking shade under these trees here. See some craft in action. I suggest you don't want to get it round the head with one of them. Here we are with the Wessex medieval lights, and that's probably where you would have found me back in the day, in the stocks. They've got stocks. There you go. That's where you would have seen me.
And rather than going over under and making a perpendicular line, so they're at 90 degrees to each other, tablet weaving works on twists. And you can see my counter twist happening here. So I grasp the tablets, turn them a quarter turn either towards me or away from me, and the shed space is between the top and bottom tablets. Different coloured threads come to the top of the shed, and that's what makes the pattern. Because you don't really see this sideways weft thread, whereas in the heddle loom you can see the weft thread, in black in this case, is really prevalent and part of the pattern depending on how tightly you beat it. But tablet weaving is working on twists. So archaeologically, that's how you can look at it under a microscope and see whether something's tablet woven or not. And because of the way the tablets are strung up, they are slightly on a diagonal.
Yep.
That's the diagonal that they make. So they will never be, unless you brocade over the top of them with another thread, which the Vikings did with silver threads, because they're very fancy. Then it's always going to be diagonal lines. So crosses, diamonds, chevrons, all of those go into making Viking patterns. And I've got a book over there where I've started making, collating 9th and 10th century designs, because reenactors, they like to wear something that's fitting for their time period and country of origin. So they might say, Jen, I'm a Danish 10th century Viking. I say, of course you are. You want a bit of mammon then, don't you? Or they might say, I'm a 9th century Norwegian. I say, of course you are. You want a bit of Osberg then, don't you? So you can put a grey find to a person.
When was this technique invented?
The earliest examples that we found come from the Bronze Age, from a salt mine in Austria, in a place called Hallstatt.
Oh, Hallstatt, yes, I know Hallstatt.
So I don't know if the salt helped to preserve the textiles. I'm not clever enough to understand that, but I do know that 3 or 4 different bands were found, plus other clothing fragments.
And were they using wood like you're using?
Yes. From the Viking Age, we have evidence of horn and bone. I think even leather. And modern tablets, my tablets, have got letters and on each hole and numbers on the tablets. We haven't found any evidence of any markings other than a couple of scratches and hashtags, and nothing that shows them which way to turn it, other than looking with their eyes and using their big brains.
Brilliant.
Would they be turned all together, or to make different patterns you turn some?
That's a good question. Let me show you my bookie wiki. So this is a nice pattern because all the tablets are doing the same thing at the same time. But different patterns will have tablets 1 to 2 forwards, 3 to 4 backwards, 5 to 6 forwards, just on that turn. Then you'll go again, 1 to 6 forwards, 7 and 8 backwards. So I have to follow a written pattern, but of course they didn't do that in the old days. And that my tablet weaving is an interpretation as well, because where you see the white in this one, for example, would have been silver brocaded threads going over the top. And I ran out of silver the other day.
They almost look 3D, don't they? I mean, that one particularly.
They are chunky, yeah.
Yeah, it looks very 3D.
And then some tablet weaving has a back and a front, whereas some tablet weaving, there's only one piece been found from England that is specifically tablet woven and not brocaded on top, and that's the Cambridge diamonds, and that's the same on the front as the back.
Okay.
Whereas other pieces like this
Are different.
are different, yeah, exactly. And historically it's been found as belts, so more common in female graves than male. edging of tunics and hems, collars and cuffs, and maybe a cap and rock and overcoat, so around the edges of that one. And also on the top of a warp weighted loom, so if you've got your warp threads hanging down to make a big piece of fabric, then the tablet weaving acts as a salvage edge, and where I'm putting the sideways weft threads through here, they then become the long threads hanging down that you tie a weight to weave your piece of fabric on. So yeah.
So was these when they were made, were these high status items, or were they everybody had them?
Good question. In a way, everyone had them because it's a way of getting a bit of high status onto your plain boring kit.
Yeah.
So that I could, as someone who maybe was a low status Viking, might be able to afford a little bit of blue thread from the market and a little bit of woad or something, so that I could make something fancy for my going out outfit. Whereas Dwayne is a Jarl, so he might have more tablet weaving on his day-to-day outfit because he's a bit fancy.
You're a bit upmarket.
He's a bit upmarket.
Bit upmarket.
You can tell, can't you?
He looks upmarket.
He looks upmarket.
Yeah, he's going to kill you in a very upmarket kind of way.
I've used it as my bag handles as well, but we found archaeologically wooden handles with some threads on them, some loops, but nothing specifically saying what type of bag came underneath. Some people think it might have been the sprang bag, which is more like a string bag. I don't know how to do sprang yet, so but it's a kind of an accepted reenactorism that we can have bags where you can hide your modern conveniences in when you're at a reenactment. So that's a bit
don't want your mobile phone showing through the string bags.
exactly, and you'd lose all your ice cream money, wouldn't you? Just fall through.
Although if you look at an iPhone 1, you think you're back in the Saxon age. You really do.
Oh,
Thank you. As you can see, the market continues round there, which is where we're going to go as we head for the exit. Plenty of opportunities here. Should you need armour? Should you need shields?
You can drop that by 50%.
Should you need anything? Should you need anything made? Any clothing made? Any leather created? These guys have got the skills. It's a 9 men's Morris, I think, something similar to. Very good. It's nice to see the crafts. It's the wood turner with his rope lathe. Pushes up and down on that. That twig, it's attached to his sprung. That is wound around the piece. Piece rotates between those 2 points. And he comes in with tools like this and makes stuff like that. Clever, isn't it? I wish I could do that. Now this runs again tomorrow, which is Sunday. There's lots to see here. You have not seen much with me because I'm just so tired, having come back from the Netherlands overnight. So it's made this video a bit shorter. Plus tomorrow Merlin's picture goes up in the square and all that is happening, so I may have to do things about that as well. So I'm going to head down here, and when I get to the other end I'm going to go home and call it a day. So it'll be a shorter film this year, sadly, but do come tomorrow. And if you do come tomorrow, get yourself to that coffee hut. Go see Kate, tell her Gabriel sent you, and get her to make you one of her wonderful coffees, because they are really, really good. You have glitzy vintage jewellery. It's glitzy and it's vintage.
I'm responsible, and I don't want to tell you to buy it.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's my visit to the medieval fair for this year. I'm going to take this home now, and if I can stay awake, I'm going to get this up online so that people who've not been here today might want to come tomorrow, having seen it. But in the meantime, don't forget, tomorrow for the rest of us is important because it's the 27th, and at 1 o'clock in the afternoon we're asking everybody to be in the square, in the market square, wearing blue. Please wear blue if you got it. I've got to go through my wardrobe tonight, see what I got. But please wear blue if you can. And I'm just going to get let out.
Yes, if you press the green button.
I'm going to press the green button, ladies and gentlemen, and I will be allowed to escape.
Yes.
Look at that. I'm out. Thank you very much.
Bye.
So, yes, so that's the end of my coverage for this year. So I'm going to go home and do that. I will see you on the next video, which now is going to be Merlin going on the wall. So we will see you tomorrow on that video, and hopefully maybe even see you at the square. If you're there, come up and say hello to me. Please do come up and say hello to me. It'd be lovely to meet people. So I'm going to put the camera down now, head home, and if I can manage to not fall asleep, make a video. Bye bye. The Heart of the Tribe Gallery is a community art gallery situated near the top of Glastonbury High Street. They host amazing exhibitions supporting local artists, and they have a beautiful secret garden out the back. So be sure to check them out and support local art.